All right, we'll open the, let's see, April 15th, Tax Day Planning Board meeting at 7:34. And we have a very short agenda tonight, and I understand there's some important doings after this meeting, so we have to be very speedy tonight, all right? Yeah, and I may join you guys because I finally have cable TV, so I've joined the modern world. But we have two sets of minutes, and then we have our the zoning, that change things we have to vote on, because we couldn't vote at our workshop. So on the February 25th minutes, let's see, we got the 4 people, and on the March 4th minutes, we got the 4 people. So
Make a motion to accept the February 25th minutes.
I guess I'll second that. Any discussion?
I'm still reading.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All in favor?
Now, which one is Meadowbrook? Is that Holden's?
Yeah. Make a motion to accept the March 4th minutes.
Two people are still reading, so I'll wait. You want to second that, Teresa, or somebody?
Sure. Second.
Dave's still reading. You all set, Dave?
Yep.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
You're out.
No, I was there.
Thank you.
All right, and then with changes to the shoreline zoning that we talked about at great length at our workshop recently. We need to vote on those changes. Were you there for that, Dave? We talked about the shoreline zoning at the...
Yes.
You were, okay.
And we talked about it a little bit at the following meeting that Tim chaired. We discussed it some more, I think. Did we go also into workshop that night too?
All right, so... I don't know if you want to go over quickly what they are. But it's not any different than what we talked about, right?
No.
No, I changed the general development setback to 50 feet, like,
We talked about it.
Well, we talked about that, and then when Tim was here, we also discussed just leaving things the way they are by not reducing anything.
and everything else reflects the way our ordinance reads as far as setbacks go.
With the exception of that one area.
No, we talked
Everything else I said besides
Yeah.
that 50 foot, yep.
Well, we talked about even leaving that as.
Yeah, but then we talked, discussion further on it, because his point was, it's not fair to the person that built before at 100 feet, and now we're saying 50 feet.
Or if it was 75.
No,
So
that's
that's-
in the streams.
Streams, okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm backing out of this conversation.
General development district.
Oh, okay,
We have
that's-
it at 100 feet, and the state has it at 25 feet. And we just adopted that, so it hasn't been applied to anybody yet.
So that's why we went lower on that.
And we were talking about going 50.
Yeah.
But everything else outside the G general development zone would stay.
Yeah, and
That
this
was-
reflects what you guys said last time.
And there, we need to vote on something about the tree
Need to vote to repeal the timber harvesting.
and let the state handle that.
And how it's gonna work is that it's gonna stay in our ordinance until the state repeals it. When the state repeals it and turns it over to the forestry department, then because we've already voted to do it, we'll just take it out.
So what our motion would have to say is to repeal it when the state repeals it. Okay, so that's why that has to be separate then, because we can vote on the other stuff to be, well, it's our recommendation, really.
It's
Right.
written in here, it's written right in this ordinance. I think if you voted to send this the way it is,
Yeah.
I wrote it up with that wording to repeal it when the state.
Oh, okay, because that was going to be my question, is we could save a lot of aggravation. If it's exactly what we all agreed upon, then we could just vote on it as is, but not if we had to have special wording in the motion.
So basically, all of this, the only thing that's going to be a reduction in setbacks is in the general purpose zone. All of our other setbacks will remain as previously.
Stated in our ordinance,
So we're
which is
not,
sometimes more restrictive than the state.
right, and we're more restrictive than the state on several aspects. And that just means because of all the aquifers and the movement of things underground, and it just makes everything a little more environmentally friendly and And is there anything new in here that's not currently covered? in our ordinance?
It's a lot, man. That's why you guys have done it for.
That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Well, but any of the state's lesser setbacks, we've changed to reflect basically what you've made them to reflect our current
Yeah.
setbacks.
Mhm.
So basically, then, what would be an example of something that's,
New requirements that we don't have in our ordinance when we do relocations. It's additional, it may not be new requirements, we might require that stuff, but it's never been written in our ordinance. And now it is written into it, so that we,
that's just a little more detailed?
Yeah. parking areas are addressed separately in this, where they weren't in our,
And we talked about that, I think, at the workshop. Where in here, Patty, does it talk about repealing the timber harvesting when the state does?
right on the
Doesn't it?
first page,
Okay, because I was looking under timber harvesting and I didn't see anything.
2B.
2B. Yep, okay. Yep, and, okay. Yeah, I was looking at the timber harvesting page.
This pretty much follows the same order as our ordinance, but there's a lot more detail for us to use in this.
Yeah, because the intention here is to just take this entire thing and replace a whole section
Yes.
with this. So we're not going to rewrite our section, we're just going to replace section 701 with the whole thing.
I'm good with it.
Make a motion, we accept this amendment to Article 7 to replace our 701.
Second that?
Okay, so my only question is, Patty, after we vote on this, what will happen to this?
We need to schedule a public hearing.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify, and then it'll go to the selectmen after that, right?
And I think the night of the public hearing, you can, based on what the public says, make a recommendation to the selectmen, and then I think we're done with it.
And
Okay.
then the selectmen have a public hearing.
Okay, so the motion is really to go forward with this then,
Yes.
right? Not to accept it, because we can't accept
No.
anything on behalf of the selectmen. So it's really to
Schedule a public hearing.
Endorse?
endorse it, yeah?
I'm okay with that, Jane.
All right. And you seconded that one, Judy? So
I did it.
you
I
did,
seconded
okay, you seconded it, all right. All right, any other discussion? All in favor? Okay.
And now do we need to set the date for the
Public hearing, yep. What do you have available, Tina, for a public hearing?
Our next meeting is May 6th, and then the one after that's May 20th.
And this has to be adopted by June 30th?
June 30th.
So we better do the 6th.
Although
The
we need-
6th doesn't give us enough
Yeah.
time to do posting.
It's a 14-day
Four-
public notice, so.
days.
That's not 14 days?
No, because it does, they
It's
do
3
get,
weeks away, but we still have to do ads in the paper.
right. And by the time they get in there would be less than the 14 days.
Right, the ad's gonna be 7 days, does it have to be?
I think it's it's 5 days before the,
Meeting?
Well,
before it.
I'm most likely not going to be here the May 20th meeting. I'll be out of town.
Well, it would have to be May 20th or a special meeting based on the dates. So I guess we'll have to go with May 20th then.
It's kind of close.
I know. Maybe that or special, separate meeting.
Can we slip our first meeting a week? Instead of it being the second Wednesday?
Do we have
Or do we have to
anything on-
announce that too?
Do we have anything on the agenda?
For May 6th?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then could we,
Tuesday.
how about having the 20th meeting a week ahead? Or is there something on the 20th
I don't
agenda?
have anything for the 20th yet. Have it on May 13th?
Want to try that?
Yeah. I think that just,
If the room's available?
that way
Okay.
we're also,
Yep.
we gain as much as we
Yeah,
can.
the week.
Right. Okay.
What time is it? Regular time or?
7:30.
7:30? 7:30?
You want it to be 7? Is that better for everybody if it's a 7?
That works for
Yeah.
me.
Is it all right for you, Kurt?
I think so.
Okay.
At 7?
I'm not sure if I got a game or not.
There's nothing on the calendar for this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, to the 20th?
No, the
13th.
13th?
Yeah.
Good.
Just make sure you remind us all, Tina, because we'll all not show up, and some of us will show up the following week.
We'll all be sitting in the parking lot on the 20th.
All right, and then we also have changes to the site plan review checklist and application, and I got to tell you.
It's not ready.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't remember seeing it, so
We went through
I
it.
don't know if it's me.
We went through it and made some changes, recommendations for it.
Okay.
Last
And he's
meeting.
not here today, so.
Okay.
All right,
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Second.
all in favor?